So what is up, guys and girls? If you see that there's no cover on this bad boy, it's because something amazing is about to happen. So look for that. Judging by my attire, you can tell that the weather is changing. It is cold. So where are we off to today? So right now I am off to introduce you guys to episode 1 of the e-bike community spotlight. So I did an interview not too long ago with Frantic TV, and he asked me what I had planned for the channel.
Do you have any special projects within your channel? Like, is there something that maybe you want to tell people that is coming up, or something that you're planning on bringing them?
There actually is something. So throughout all these group rides, I found myself meeting some really amazing people. And each one of these people, they all have a story. So what I want to do is to introduce, or shall I say, shine a spotlight on the community. So I'm really hoping that this thing takes off. A long time ago, someone by the name of Chris Sharver Films, he did a little segment, and I loved it. And I kept asking him, when's episode 2 coming out? So now, and by no means am I trying to take over, but I definitely want to showcase some of the guys within my community. And when I say my community, I don't just mean New York, because there's some awesome people in different states, California for one. But one thing I will ask is, if you like this segment, let me know in the comment section below. And if this thing takes off, maybe I'll come to you. Oh my God. All right. This is one of the perks of Staten Island. It's a lot of hills. And within these hills, you'll find views like that. Okay, so in episode 1, I meet up with this guy. Pretty cool guy. He's got a winning smile and a charming personality. And not in a bad way, but he's kind of like a fungus, because he will grow on you. So without any further ado, let's get into this one. And I present you with episode 1 of e-bike community spotlight.
How's it going, guys? Mike Rios here. You might know me as Mike196 on YouTube or Backup Mike on Instagram, and here to do an interview with Mr. E. So I ended up getting into e-bikes kind of by accident, but starting a really long time ago in middle school, I rode electric scooters. I was always skateboarding, so I eventually got into electric skateboards.
Damn, man. Oh, $1,000. $1,000.
And I was tired of getting dusted by these e-bikes that were way faster than me, and also it felt a lot safer to be on an e-bike. Over the COVID pandemic, I really started watching a bunch of YouTube videos, and I heard about this bike. I got one, and it really changed my life. I started riding my Super 73 RX in August of 2020, and I haven't stopped since. My goal really was to start getting to know as many people as I possibly could, and that really did work out, because now I have a really awesome group of friends that I can ride with almost any day of the week. So this is actually my very first e-bike, but I rode this one, and because of this I was actually able to meet a couple of different people. Some of those people were the amazing guys from Spark Cycle Works. I did a couple of rides with them, and eventually I got my own Spark Cycles Bandit.
Oh!
S3, baby! I love that bike. That's really my main bike, but it's being upgraded right now thanks to the guys at Inspire Cycles and also Powerful Lithium. There's a lot more to come, but you know, this is definitely something that I love, and the Super 73 was just the beginning. When I started riding though, back in August of 2020, there really wasn't anybody out there. I started making YouTube videos because I wanted people to see my experience going into it with nothing. I had no prior knowledge on anything, so I knew that I was going to run into problems, and I might as well record them. I ended up getting a GoPro. I started riding around by myself, Sure enough, I made a couple of funny videos that got a lot of people's attention.
He's trying to convince me to give him one of my lights. It's dope.
And I like the way you look in the back. I'm stealing your idea.
It looks like, you see? No, but now he's telling me that they look so good on my bike, so I'm gonna have to leave him on my bike. I'm sorry.
So I just know this when he leaves, it stays with us.
No. Wait, hold on.
I ended up making friends with the guy who watched my YouTube videos. I started making friends with a bunch of people in the comment section, and I started meeting up with people. And next thing you know, I'm riding around and I can start randomly introducing myself to people. I was coming out of my shell and getting to become a totally different person than the person that the pandemic turned me into. Now, I was outside all day, every day, and I started making some amazing friends, people who I consider family now. We can sit down and have an amazing conversation. People who are much older than me, people who are from completely different walks of life. I'm not talking about you, Johnny. Eventually, people saw how much fun we were having. We were making all kinds of videos that people really enjoyed. Oscar was somebody that I started riding with almost every single day.
All right, Oscar, what did you do? What did you do?
72 votes, baby. So why you got 3?
One of my best friends from high school, Ibu, got a bike, and we were out there. And one particular week throughout the summer of 2021, we started riding, and we were riding on a different level than the bike rides that we went to. I posted all of the different accidents that I got into, and people loved that, so people started reaching out to me even more. Eventually, I kind of gained a reputation for being a hooligan, and when I would go to the more organized group rides, it was really different. And when I made friends over there at those group rides, we started doing our own rides. We started taking over and making the night rides the most fun they could be. People loved it, and more people started joining us every single time, until eventually we had 30, 40, 60, 70 riders joining us. Most of the time, though, they were looking at me to make the decisions. And I didn't know why, but I was enjoying it because I was making some awesome friends. Eventually, though, I started realizing that things had to get a little bit more formal. We already came up with a group name a long time ago. Oscar and I, we started calling ourselves the Suicide Super Squad, which is where we abbreviated to S3. S3 became a whole entire crew. People really enjoyed what we were doing, all the content we were putting together, and now it turned into a family. There are people who I've known for months, there are people who I've known for years, and all of them are people who I know I can rely on. Every time my bike is broken down, there's always somebody offering to help, and it's always the case for all of our brothers. If somebody's stranded, there's gonna be somebody out there to help you. We've towed people by their bikes with a rope that we've found. We've pulled them for more than 50 miles, and there's so many different times where we get lost outside, and we don't mind. We really don't mind because we're out here for the adventure. And I wouldn't have ever dreamed of being where I am now, to where we have an entire crew, an entire group of people who are really looking to take this e-bike community and turn it into something huge. I've met a lot of really, really talented individuals, a lot of really smart people, and you know, when we work together, we make things happen. This year was a great example with all the organization, the barbecues, the fundraising. No Man Left Behind really took, and people love it. So by next riding season, hopefully we're gonna have enough members where we can try to start an actual shop. We wanna get a location where we can not only host people, but have events, do things for the local community, and that is the ultimate goal of S3, to try to be a staple in some community somewhere and really be a player in pushing forward all e-bikes everywhere. We want to make sure that people understand that we're not just a bunch of hooligans, that we actually have a bunch of really amazing people in our crew, people from all backgrounds. We have the most wide variety of different vehicles, different people, different experiences, and that comes together to be something that is extremely valuable. I look forward to having a location that people can seek out from all over the world, and I look forward to seeing bikes that I played a role in building all over the world. My ultimate goal is to learn how to do anything related to an e-bike, and I want to see e-bikes become something that is a household what's the phrase? Ultimately, I want e-bikes to be a household object. I want everybody to have an e-bike, and I want it to not be one of those things that everybody comes up to me and says, hey, what is that thing? Whoa, dude, is that a motorcycle? I want it to be obvious at this point that no, we're not running on gas. We're the future, and the future is really, really bright. And I hope that we can continue to be a player in the New York City scene, because it's going to explode very soon. I definitely hope to be making a lot more content to cover the growth of the community, and I hope that you guys can be a part of it. There are so many people that have reached out to me so far, and I will have so much to say to you as long as you're there to listen. Feel free to reach out. I have a YouTube channel, it's Mike196, and there's also the S3 Crew NYC Instagram page. We have a whole bunch of content going up there. Make sure you also check out all the other guys in our crew. We have so much to come, from Frantic TV to Mr. E, J Styles, and many, many more. We got a lot of amazing custom bikes coming out too, so look forward for those, and I'll see you soon. S3 out.
Okay, so now I hope you enjoyed that little episode, and stay tuned for more to come. And be on the lookout in your DMs, because I might be there reaching out to you for the next episode of E-Bike Community Spotlight.
And how I ended up paying for the price of one boosted board, but ultimately receiving more than 3.